It's Perp back with another video, and I just got done checking out the very first episode of Pantheon, Season 1, Episode 1. This is AMC's first crack at an animated series, which kind of surprised me. I came across this, and I was like, yo, I gotta definitely check this out. This is definitely up my alley. It's nice to see AMC tap into other things other than Breaking Bad and Walking Dead. I think this will definitely be a hit show. It is on AMC Plus, so I don't know. It depends on how they market this. It'd be a shame for them not to market this because I think they really have a potential hit on their hands. So let's go through and talk about this first episode, because I think they did a lot in this episode to kind of set up just this first season. Starting with our main character, Maddie. She is dealing with the passing of her father. Well, she thinks. And she's really into computers, stuff like that. She's a high schooler. She gets picked on constantly from kids at school. She's really having a hard time just fitting in. She doesn't really have many friends. And I do see that kind of changing as the series goes on. They even have a scene of her, messaging her grandfather and kind of lying to him, saying that, everything's all good, not knowing that it's really all bad. But then one day or one night, somebody just randomly starts messaging Maddie out of nowhere, just using emojis and stuff and that's how they pretty much communicate. And there's just something really odd about this person that she's communicating with, but they just keep going back and forth. While at school, things start to kind of take a turn. Well, with the bullies, or I should say the mean girls. You got Regina George. It's literally Mean Girls. You know what I'm saying? Somebody hacks their phone and starts to mess with them, and they start to kind of divide and fight amongst each other and stuff like that. And I really like that. That was really interesting. I really like the animation style. It's a nice blend of like 2D and 3D. Not too much 3D, but has like kind of an anime style to it. So when she kind of figures out that it's this anonymous person that she's talking to is the one that's kind of set that emotion, she kind of lets off this laugh, and it's a sign of relief. And then her mom comes in and says, "Oh, who are you talking to?" And she kind of freaks out on her, because it's like, why are you talking to some random stranger? But she kind of gets freaked out because this thing knows exactly who she is, and just the certain signs, it's just like, damn, is my husband alive? That's what she's kind of saying, like, is her father alive? Which makes her kind of ask the question, hop on the phone, and she calls somebody, we don't really know his name, and said like, yo, what happened to such and such? What are you doing with him? And that pretty much leads into what we could see as our potential antagonist for the story, where you have this blonde chick, you have all these different people that kind of get the call saying like, look, somebody's trying to mess with us, or something is going left, you need to get to the bottom of this. So that's interesting. I like how they set up these characters, and I'm wondering what the big reveal is going to be about these characters. Speaking of which, we get introduced to a new character, Caspian. He reminds me of L from Death Note a lot, just the way he's just very monotone. He's another person that doesn't really fit in, but he's very smart. He's really witty with the computers and stuff, and I think he's going to play a really pivotal part later on in the story. But what's interesting is, as he starts to kind of do his digging, he's not aware of the people behind the scenes trying to figure out as well what's going on, and who's behind this, and what I'm saying. So this was probably my favorite scene right here of Maddie kind of talking to her father about conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Aliens, Illuminati gets brought up and whatnot. And her father always tells her to, like, always question things, you know what I'm saying? You know, even though it might seem like a conspiracy, don't be afraid to kind of ask that. And I think that's going to be her big motivation to kind of look deeper into this. But her mom is not really having it. She wants to protect her daughter. She obviously knows a lot more than she's not, like, letting off. It's interesting though that we're getting more of her kind of story, that, you know, she definitely misses her husband, she misses Maddie's father, but also has kind of moved on to this guy Gabe already. And knowing that her husband can still be alive, she's starting to be kind of conflicted on how she feels about Gabe. So that's kind of interesting. Then we get introduced to another big player, that I feel like when he's talking about, you know, the whole process of uploading your consciousness to, like, the cloud or something like that, I think that's what's going on with Maddie's father, which that has been talks. Like, I really feel like that's going to be a thing in the future. Maybe not in our future, because I'm like 30, but, you know, for the next generations and generations to come and whatnot. But he ends up getting kidnapped. Yeah, I think Caspian's going to be the one to kind of put all this together. You know, I think he's going to kind of dig through. But his whole family's interesting, because you've seen the blonde earlier, and she's pretty much like an undercover, I guess, agent. Let's just call it for what it is right now. And I think they're kind of, you know, having this, like, fake family maybe. I don't know if, like, Caspian is really related to her and whatnot. But, you know, it's interesting because the dad is a major asshole, but I'm curious to see where that goes in episode 2 and beyond. So with Maddie and her mom really not kind of seeing eye to eye, because Maddie's mom, Ellen, took the laptop from her, but then gave it back to her, she kind of starts to think to herself, like, maybe I should tell her the truth, which now she's able to kind of stop one of Maddie's bullies for putting her hands on her. She's like, look, I'll beat your ass if you touch my daughter again. I'll take all the charges. I fuck with the moms for that, yo. She's really dope. And then the episode pretty much ends with Maddie's mom saying, like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. But then also there's been, like, the security breach, whatever, at this place that's in the middle of nowhere in, like, Antarctica, and the blacks in this, like, black square or black cube, and they have all these servers and stuff like that, which is really interesting. That makes me think, like, are they in, like, a simulation already? I don't know, man, but it's really fascinating. I think this episode does a really good job of setting up this world and these characters, and I cannot wait to watch episode 2. I'm gonna try to get that up ASAP. If y'all hit that like button, that let me know that y'all want to see more of this content. If you've seen this episode, let me know how y'all feel about it, how y'all feel about AMC stepping into the animation realm and stuff like that. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to what this series has to come. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.